Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver, dollar, 10-year yield, precious metals, and then the companies themselves to get a good glimpse of what's going on. I do think this sector looks like it's turning around a little bit. Looks like we're trying to put in that bottom to turn and move on up. We've got all of the right market conditions. Declining dollar came down a little bit today. We've got increasing interest rates from the Fed funds rate going up, quarter point, not much, but it helps the case of precious metals and commodities. And I'll give you my financial opinion here on all the charts. So let's dive in, and I'll give you my opinion. Here's the dollar. It's coming down, down day to day, down 0.4% roughly. We have a little wick at the bottom. We're probably going to calm down around this area right here, maybe do a little bit of sideways movement before breaking lower. The 10-year yield up a little bit, 0.27%. It looks like almost like a bullish engulfing, like we want to go higher. Sometimes bullish engulfings aren't the best signal when they are at the top of a pattern. They're usually pretty good at the bottom of patterns. Like on pullbacks like this, you get a bullish engulfing there, and then we take off. But either way, it still is moving higher. Looking at gold itself, we've got this downward movement. We have these two little up days. I think we're going to move sideways before moving higher. I think we're going to kind of chop a little bit, and we'll see what happens from there. We do have a lot of downward momentum recently with these large down days, and our up days are a little bit smaller here. They're not as large as the down days here. And usually what happens is you kind of get this kind of back and forth action. And again, I don't trade in and out of these companies. I am not using this for trading purposes. I am a buy and hold type of person as long as the market conditions are good and the ratios are good. Gold, silver, platinum, they're all incredibly cheap in relationship to other assets or other monetary measures and stocks. So short term, I think we go sideways, but long term, medium term, long term, and even like medium short term, we're going up. We're right there. We're getting ready for a move higher soon, very soon. Silver's came up, and we're right at this resistance line about 25, we'll say. We'll break through this eventually, whether it's a couple of days down here or tomorrow if we just break up and move. I don't know the short term. The short term is the hardest thing to read and try to kind of not. It's a prediction, and I don't want to get in the game of predicting. What I want to do is when I look at these charts, we can look at this. Let me move in a little bit. We can say that we've broken this pattern to the upside, and that statistically, under these market conditions, that this is going to go much higher than where we are today, based off of the ratios of gold to the monetary base, based off of silver to gold ratio, based off platinum to gold ratio, the inflationary environment, where we are in the real estate market. All of those things tie to a picture that this is mispriced based on where it is at today. It is too cheap for the market conditions that I think that are coming, which is inflationary, higher interest rates, and money rotating over, which will push these assets up. And all I'm doing is I'm using this chart to verify that. Yeah, we've broken this big long-term downtrend pattern here. This is the consolidation pattern of 2009 all the way till 2020. 2020, we broke this consolidation pattern. And yeah, I can draw it differently. We can use log where it looks a little bit different. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's a flag pattern for the most part. And I'm not hitting these tops. I can make it a little bit different. But we're moving to the upside. That is what's important. And we just broke again. This will move up. Short term, that's the hardest to predict from day to day. Anything can move it. But this looks positive. We may have some more sideways action before heading higher. We might not. But this is looking good. We're turning around. We've got all the market conditions at our back. And platinum's another one. We've got a little small up day or down day today. Little bloody nose. I call it a bloody nose. We do have a lot of momentum here, though. These are large down candlestick days here. and we're fighting our way back up. We could have another, rollover moment. It's in the cards. It doesn't mean that we will draw that card, but it's in there. And if we do come back, I'm loading up again. That's just what I do. The mining companies and the precious metals companies, they're diverging. So you can see that the mining companies are really starting to take off. This is what this chart tells us. This is the XAU to gold ratio. When this ratio is increasing, the mining companies are outperforming the metals themselves. We have a downtrend line that's been broken to the upside. We're starting to come up to this next resistance line. That blue resistance line is the big boy line. We break above that. We go to heaven. We go to another higher place. I don't know, wherever you want to say. But we've got a downtrend line. We've got a sideways movement. And now we're about to move up. This is like the best opportunity for precious metals that you can ever purchase in anyone's lifetime that is alive and under the age of maybe 60 years old or something like that. 60, 70 years old. Anyone who could have invested in the early 70s, that's what it's equivalent to. So I think that now is a good spot to be looking at these companies. Now, Karora Resources, this thing looks like it's ready to go. I mean, we've broken out of the resistance line to the upside. It is moving. We were looking at it down here. I was like, load up. Now's the time to buy. And here we go. We're already launching higher. We got to look. And what it does is it stair steps higher. Stair step 1, stair step 2, and we're just going to keep stair stepping up. EXK, yeah, we're still in an okay area here. We're above the the falling wedge. We've broken out of that resistance area. We're using it as support. Looks good. FSM, another one, Fortuna Silver Mines. We've got this big pullback. It's a falling wedge. We've broken it to the upside. This is where I buy. And we've got a bullish engulfing right here too. It's going to go higher. It's going to stair step higher. Silj, another one that's broken out to the upside. Looking good. Nice, good 2.7% update. We've got there's some sellers out there. We can see this wick at the top. There's sellers there. But we've broken out of the downtrend. Everything is good and clear to go above this pattern in a stair-stepping function higher. GDX, a little wick at the top. We may come back a little bit before heading up, but everything looks good. It's all intact. It looks really good for a move higher, guys. All these do. MMNGF. This is my little silver exploration company. It's right at resistance. We got to break through that. It was up 4.66%. Doesn't look too bad. Koya Resources is breaking out like we didn't know this was going to happen. I've got my arrow right there, signaling that Koyo could be a move higher. What is causing me to believe this? This bullish engulfing right there. It threw this code and there's no real selling pressure here. We kind of just melted upward. And then boom, there comes the buyers. It's like we knew what was going to happen before it happened. And hopefully you guys got in and you're riding this stuff higher. This also, if you notice, was in a downtrend break. Downtrend line, that blue line's a downtrend line. We broke it and it pauses here for a little bit. This is what you need to know as an experienced investor. You break the downtrend line. Let me draw this in here. If you guys can't see it, we'll put it in white. There's your downtrend line. You break it. You run sideways for a little bit. You look for a breaking of this resistance area, and then you break it, and you break it with volume and price. Volume was up today, and price was up 10.5%. No excuses, guys. No excuses. Discovery Silver's been chopping lower in this pattern. We're still below the resistance line. We just have to turn around and break it. AG has been moving on up. We got a little wick at the top there. Whenever you have wicks at the top, it looks like this. The momentum's coming back down. So you've got this trend line that's broken to the upside here. So you're coming on up. You broke the uptrend, and then you're coming back down. What's good is if you look, we've got some good buying pressure at the end of the day today. So what you're going to do is you want to find another downtrend line that things just kind of go back and forth. These move very quickly on a 1-minute candlestick. These are 1-minute candlesticks. You go to a 5-day, you can see how these things kind of operate. And then you've got another break here. This is day trading basically. So you wait for this to come, You buy on the break, you hold, and then you sell on the break lower. I don't day trade anymore, guys. It's kind of rough, and all you do is you connect downtrend line. You buy on the break, you sell on the break lower. This thing's stair-stepping higher. See the stair-step pattern? And this is on a 5-minute candlestick basis. That's the past 5 trading days. Newmont. Oh, there's a 1-minute candlestick. Nice little close at the end there. Some people got some buy orders in. See, okay, this one's a good, I like how this looks. See how this comes up and then it kind of slowly comes back like this? I like the patterns that look like that. Then they usually go higher. The ones that I don't like is when they kind of roll over like that. We want them to come with that nice little, this pattern here. We don't want the rollover like that. So it's looking good. This I'd be a buyer down here for Newmont, if you like Newmont. I don't own Newmont, but I probably own it indirectly in other funds. Mag Silver, you can see this guy. We just got to kind of break through this pattern there, that downtrend line. We'll get through it, but we're sitting on top of the pattern right now, resting. The cheetah's resting. It'll be all rested up when we go and run. The amount of gold, AUY is the ticker symbol. Up 2%. This guy looks fantastic for a move higher. This is big picture view, guys, and it looks really solid. I like it a lot. This is where I would have been a buyer, right where this little circle is. We came up. It's coming on up, and I would just be holding on. I wouldn't buy in here right now, but if I owned it, I wouldn't sell it either. Impact Silver, the small little silver production company, nice big fat day today, 8.25%. Downward, sideways, and then we're going to go up. Aftermath Silver, I do own a little bit in Aftermath Silver. We've been in this channel going sideways, and we headed up higher today. We're still inside the channel. PLG, a little bit of the wick at the top. This guy's been moving back and forth all over the place here in this kind of uptrend fashion. Someone asked me, would I buy Siboney Stillwater or whatever? I have nothing bad against it, and it's got a good dividend, I think, 6% or so. This is what the chart looks like. It's kind of an ugly looking chart. Would I pick this company over other ones? If I wanted a dividend, I would. If I don't want a dividend and I want appreciation, I wouldn't buy a large company. That would be my honest answer. So I look for things that have a little bit of leverage. That probably has plenty of leverage for most people, and it has a good dividend, so it is a very solid company. That's Siboney Stillwater. Looking at Sandstorm Gold, this guy is right at its resistance area. It's just right up on it. It will break it, and when it breaks it, it's going to be free to run. It's going to run. So that one looks really good. I bought Sandstorm Gold down here, and I bought it in a whole bunch of other places. Franco-Nevada, it's right up against resistance, and we're trying to break through that resistance, and once it breaks, we're going to get a nice little run out of this. So that is Franco-Nevada. This is a large royalty company. I think it's pretty good. EMX, we're trying to still break through this downtrend line. We're right there trying to do it, little wick at the top. We may have a little bit more trading action below the line. Tune Resources, small down day today. Not in favor at the moment. Just been moving sideways. I think this will go crazy when the price of gold goes higher. Wheat and precious metals, again, we're right up against that resistance line. There's that line that I'm talking about for resistance. We got to break through all this and start moving. This is a big pattern that we've broken to the upside and did a little bit of relaxing on. Gold royalty redeeming itself a little bit. Nice big bullish engulfing. I just hold on to my companies, guys. I don't really do anything. I know some people are like, should I sell gold royalty? I can't give you advice, but I didn't. I'm just holding on to it, and wherever it goes, I'm going to go with it. MTA, I did buy this in the donations portfolio, guys, over here. I wanted to get it on the radar. It's broken out of this pattern to the upside. This is where I buy. I buy in these little areas down here on the back tests and all that stuff. So I had some money in the account, and I threw a little bit in the donations portfolio for it. Mavericks Metals is another one that I would buy. I didn't buy Mavericks Metals, but this is one I would also be looking at for a potential purchase up here. Royal Gold, nice solid company here. It's got a big picture view. It's just been rocketing higher. It's been doing very well. And then Cisco Gold Royalty is another one that I own in the donations portfolio. We're sitting on top of this big pattern. It's a cheetah resting. We're about to move. As soon as gold and silver take off, I think all of these companies are very well positioned where they are in their patterns. And usually what happens is you break through the pattern. It sits up there for a little while. It sit up there for a long while for some of these. And then when the price goes, these are just going to go with it with not much resistance above it. So I like gold. I like gold and silver right now. I like it immensely. I like the physical metals. I like the mining companies. I like the royalty companies. I'm actually buying some more in my 401k of precious metals. I put a lot in uranium. I put a lot in oil. They've been moving on up, and I've been adding into precious metals in my 401k there in some of the mutual funds to get more exposure to it. And the mutual funds are, they're solid. They're solid, I think. They outperform GDX. At least I think they've been outperforming GDX if I remember right, because GDX is an option I could buy. But that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just adding in, sprinkling in money. I've got a good amount in there, and what I'm putting in is like not very much in comparison. So it's kind of like, dumping a cup of water into like a small lake is my analogy. So give me a thumbs up if you guys like the content. Subscribe to the channel if you like listening to these daily updates. Check out my website. It's in the description link below if you want to check that out. It's a pay-for website, so you're going to have to sign up to see all the content. I have a lot of this content on there. I also go into a lot of different educational pieces that I'm putting on there. I'm going to continually update it with content, valuable content in becoming I would say, an exceptional investor for recognizing macro conditions, macro economic conditions. So thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.